I do have to say, the back of your shirt that says, "Not all classrooms have walls." I love that, and I'm stealing it.
I really see myself as someone who is just there for what the educators need. I feel like I came into Durham Public Schools when there was already enthusiasm and interest in outdoor learning and outdoor education, and I'm just really here whether they need grant resources or eyes on a lesson plan, or maybe they've never ventured into taking their kids outdoors, and then I'm happy to either do a coaching or co-teaching with them. I also do a lot working at our district hub farm, which is our center for outdoor learning. It's an outdoor learning space. We use it as a demonstration space and a field trip space, and just kind of like really is if you can dream it, we'll make it happen kind of space. And we do have a lot of students from the high school come over. We have culinary, horticulture, animal science.
You know, I'm over here listening to Chef Brodsky talking with his students who are culinary arts students. They're in the garden learning about the plants that are here and how they're harvested and how they can bring this food to the table. It's amazing, right? This is what we wanted all along.
For some reason, my goal in my mind was, I want to bring outdoor learning, outdoor education to as much of DPS as possible. And I feel like that focus has helped have the conversations that have moved us forward, but it's all the pieces coming together, and it's cool to see other people have that same desire.
One of the first things I did was brought my entire team out here. They didn't know what this was or that it even existed. Once they're here, now they can say, oh, I'm a math specialist, but there are a lot of math things we could do out there. Let's go back and build some lessons. Let's do some professional development for teachers. And so it amplifies the impact.
Just simply taking a lesson outside and doing it outside rather than inside already starts to lead to the benefits. Students have the ambient noise, they have the fresh air. Their minds can have that break just by looking at nature and coming back, so that restoration.
A student who is highly distracted inside the classroom, like me, watching the birds now, outside, that's a valuable resource, right? And all of a sudden, I'm meeting with success that I never knew in the classroom. You have compelling stories from students about their experiences out here, or their looks of surprise and wonder and awe. Inside the classroom, I knew my students, but outside the classroom, when I took classes outside, I started to know different students in entirely different ways. Where you might be afraid the behavior is worse outdoors, almost always it's better.
There's a difference between students in a desk, tapping a pencil or doing something that is going to turn into a distraction. And I just saw a woodpecker back there, and
yeah.
that
or
could
those
be
deer tracks we saw back there, right? Yeah,
that's a distraction,
but
those are teachable distractions.
I love, especially with the students at the elementary age, just seeing them come in and just be excited about the most simple things. And so in this space, it's great teaching out here, but at least once a class, somebody's like, oh, that. And you're not gonna be like, eyes back on me. You're gonna be like, yeah, that. Something is happening here. Teachers are taking students outside all over the school, all over their schools and all over the district. And the community, not only here, but in Durham Public Schools, has just grown around it. I think you just talk to people and they're like, oh, I want to do more of that. And so we've just kind of pulled these people together that have this interest because they see the impact that like taking kids outside has.
It's not enough that students should experience it here, but they should be able to go back to their home school and have these same experiences at the home school and in their home and community, right? So when the outdoor classrooms came about, the opportunity for those, that really fit into the whole plan.
We began by thinking really big out the box and how we create these outdoor classrooms where they were structurally sound, really tactile, sensory, inviting for those who have diverse abilities. A project manager came to me and said, hey, I've been looking at this product. It seems durable, seems long lasting. How about we look at presenting this to our board and seeing if this is something we could do.
When they did the installation of every school getting one of these outdoor classrooms, it's like, oh, this is something big now. Like this is something that DPS at the highest levels is saying we are going to invest in. From there, it's just gonna go bigger and bigger and bigger.
There's nobody that can come up to this and not feel welcome. It's interactive. The chalkboards, the cabinets, the shade sails, I mean, everything about it. If I was a kid, I would want to sit, stand, jump, peel bark, scribble. I mean, all of the above, and that's what you can do out here. There's nothing that I can think of that has this, you know? And I've told my daughter about it and she's excited. You know, she's a freshman in high school and she's like, well, I want one of those.
I just really believe that kids still should have the opportunity to be outside. Not just playing, but trying to capitalize on opportunities to find ways to learn different things. I feel like when students are outside, they're happier. Just being able to be outside, breathe in the fresh air is very calming. We had an event where we invited parents. And so that was our first time when parents came out. We had some student ambassadors to talk with the parents about the classroom. They really talked to the parents about every component of this classroom. It just was a fascinating journey.
From my experience, I think it gives the children an opportunity to kind of take a break from the traditional structure, to be in tune with nature while they're learning at the same time without them even knowing it. Being outside, getting that fresh air on a nice sunny day like this, you know, getting vitamin D, and it doesn't feel like I'm teaching. It's just more so like, okay, we're outside having fun.
I don't think you'd go back to what you were doing before. It provides the break for them, the break for you. When I say break, I just mean break of concrete walls. And you can still execute the lesson plan that you've got written anywhere.
It is so amazing that they get this opportunity and this space where they can just like feel that they are not in class, but they are in class. You see the kids that struggle with rules or who struggle with themselves, they're uncomfortable with their bodies, they don't know what to do. So I think that you see other things.
If people like look at this film and say like, oh, well, you've got these like amazing woods with all these benches and, you know, stuff around you, like how do you do it? This can happen anywhere. And it's because people hear about it and they want to support it.
This is not just a furniture application. This is a mindset, philosophy, and a standard that we're incorporating where we engage and invite people to step outside of the classroom. Oftentimes people say Durham is different, and different can be looked at in various ways. But I think for me and for administration here, we understand that it's about the students, it's about the children. A mentor of mine once said that as long as you remember that that is your number one focus for Durham Public Schools, you'll succeed.
My wish would be that every student in Durham Public Schools would have an opportunity to learn a little bit more about the world around them, in the world around them, and get to experience that. And for some students, that will be the magic spark that will propel their learning and propel their activism or propel what they care about into the future.
These kids are smiling, these kids are learning. This is really important. We need to keep pushing on and stay committed to it.
You know, one of the reasons I really wanted to have this conversation with you was to lift up others beyond Durham Public Schools too, because I think this is part of that movement of connecting children and families to real authentic nature.
We kind of forget how much learning that happens outside of the classroom and just having the experiences. I think that's another thing we strive for, or giving them an experience that then they can connect to the content that they're reading. Just is going to like send them just light years ahead of where they already are.